to beat Conor Benn? I mean, Ryan said knockout in 5. Do you think that's going to happen?
Very much possible, obviously, because like I've always told people, 100% mind, body, and soul, there's no one that can really challenge Ryan. And I feel that 5 or under, that's exactly what's going to happen.
5 rounds and below.
5 rounds? Damn.
Yeah.
Anything sub 5 rounds?
Anything sub 5 rounds is a disappointment, but I will still finish the job.
Ryan Garcia's father, Henry Garcia, is boldly predicting a devastating knockout over Conor Benn, warning that Benn's aggressive approach could leave him dangerously exposed. Henry Garcia is convinced Benn's aggression could ultimately work against him.
Well, I know, I could just tell you this, it's not going to go 12 rounds. If he says that he's a warrior, and that we have to kill him or whatever, that's a big mistake for him. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're not going to kill him, but we're going to definitely knock him out. If he has that attitude, like he'll stop at nothing, amigo, that's a bad mistake.
Henry Garcia's confidence goes beyond simply backing his son, as he sees a clear difference in their natural ability. He respects Benn's dedication, but doubts whether determination alone can close that gap. In his view, overcoming Garcia at his best requires a level of skill that very few fighters possess.
You know, he's gonna spark. He's gonna do whatever. He's gonna try to convince us that he's got it. Bro, he started when he was 17 years old. Okay, he did it because of his dad. You know, more power to his dad. I like that, but you got to have more than that, bro. You got to have some special skills. And then when Ryan, despite how many years you've been in boxing, when Ryan is 100%, you fucking need an army to beat him. And I'm serious, bro. I've seen this too many times. You're going to have like something very special.
Chris Mannix sees serious danger ahead for Benn. When he steps in against Garcia, he views the matchup as one that could quickly test Benn in areas where Garcia holds important advantages. For Mannix, the conditions surrounding this fight could make it a punishing night for Benn.
Like, Ryan Garcia is a big, tall guy, but he made 147 against Mario Barrios pretty easily, and I have no reason to believe that he can't do it again. You're going to be going into the ring with a younger, faster, stronger, more skilled, for being honest, guy in Ryan Garcia anyway, and he's going to be making the weight in a much better way than you are. That tells me this could be a really rough night.
Bomac immediately pushes back against that growing Garcia narrative, seeing the matchup from a completely different perspective. He has concerns about where Garcia currently stands, and believes Benn brings the kind of qualities that could expose those uncertainties. That leaves Bomac far more confident in Benn than many of the other analysts.
Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn.
Conor Benn gonna probably stop him.
What? Really?
He gonna probably stop him, man. Ryan ain't been this since that first fight with Haney, and he got popped. He just had never been he never got back to that type of winning. I've seen being firsthand. Man, that dude, he gonna destroy you. You heard it first. You heard it first from Bomac.
Sergio Mora shifts the argument firmly back toward Garcia. He is deeply skeptical about Benn's chances, and questions whether Benn can produce his best performance under the circumstances surrounding this matchup. Mora expects Garcia to capitalize decisively if those concerns become visible once the fight begins.
Conor Benn is a 154-pounder now. I mean, I sized him up. He will fit in nicely. He'll be a small 154-pounder. He was a really muscular, strong 147-pounder, tiny 160-pounder. So I just think he's making excuses for it, and I don't think we're gonna see. We're not gonna see nothing special with Conor Benn at 147. I think Garcia.
Conor Benn's trainer Tony Sims weighed in and turned to the doubters, questioning Benn's resume, firing back with a reminder of his standout showing against Chris Eubank Jr. He stressed just how demanding it is to climb weight classes and still hold your own against elite-level opposition, insisting the critics are overlooking exactly what that accomplishment took.
To your list of fighters, but for Conor, is this the fight now? Is this, I goes without saying, the most important fight of his career, even coming off the last 2 fights against Chris Eubank Jr.?
Yeah, of course. I mean, WBC title, you know, it's the same belt that his dad won and defended 12 times, and it's a belt that Conor's always spoke about, and he's always wanted to win, and
you know, it's here now, and
He sees several variables that make Garcia against Benn difficult to predict and can identify realistic routes to victory for either fighter. Their confidence adds another dimension to an already intriguing tactical contest. Still, when everything is assessed on paper, Porter gives Garcia the early advantage.
That being said, man, we got two head cases in the ring, man. They've been going at each other too. Both these guys, you know, are very headstrong. Both these guys are very boisterous and very confident in themselves. Early pick, again, it's like 50-50. You know, people hate me for this, but I just simply know boxing. I know that when I look at who both these guys are, when I look at what game plans they could have, I could easily say this guy wins, or I could easily say that guy wins. But just on paper, on the surface, it seems like this is a fight that Ryan Garcia should win.
Max Kellerman is less convinced that the matchup will unfold that comfortably for Garcia. He initially saw Garcia's style creating serious problems whenever Benn attempted to close the distance. However, watching the mentality both fighters displayed around each other altered his outlook. That interaction left Kellerman more confident that Benn could make the contest considerably more competitive.
And why? Honestly, that's up in the air, man. I would like to see Conor Benn actually put on a good showing and good fight for Ryan, and actually give him some challenges there. You know, obviously Conor Benn didn't look as exciting and as great against an experienced fighter like Regis Prograis. You know, definitely gave him something to fight and earn for in that fight. But and then you see Ryan, he swept the floor on Barrios. So if we see the same Ryan that we saw in Barrios, I think he's unbeatable right now.
Bazzi Ennis takes that tactical discussion one step further by identifying a possible solution for Benn. He sees one dangerous Garcia weapon that must be neutralized before it can dictate the contest. If Benn solves that problem, Ennis believes the matchup becomes extremely difficult to separate.
Ryan is a good fighter too, but mostly what Ryan got is that left hook. You know what I mean? So you kind of got to watch out for the left hook. If you take that away, I think Conor be successful.
You think Conor be successful if he can take away the left hook?
Yeah, I think so. I think he'd be successful if he take away the left hook. Because Wichicombe is devastating with that left hook.
He is devastating,
you know what I mean? And then other than that, though, I'll give it like a 50-50, though.
Wrapping up the discussion, Josh Taylor and Tony weighed the psychological makeup of both fighters, tagging Benn as close to bulletproof mentally, while painting Garcia as the more fragile of the two. Their final read had Garcia winning on raw skill, but with his focus and composure standing as the real question marks heading into fight night.
Like, you're not getting to Conor Benn mentally, and I just think Ryan Garcia can be got to mentally, but ultimately...
He is a little bit more fragile. I'm going to say the word, fragile.
He bites, doesn't he?
Mentally, he bites, and he's a bit... thing in his own head. He's not confident in himself. I don't think he needs to
see some of the stuff he does on social media, some of the clips he does in videos and that, and I just think you're not all there, but as fighters we're not all there at the best of times, but ultimately I just think
that sort of almost like an influencer kind of stuff.
But he grew up in that world, didn't he?
He grew up like that, so...
He explained that the WBC title carries deep personal weight for Benn. It's the very same belt his father, Nigel Benn, once held and defended a dozen times over. For Conor, Sims framed this bout as a defining chance to chase down a legacy that's always run in the family. Winning it would make the moment even more meaningful.
Into this fight.
It's Conor Benn's toughest fight. There's no doubt about that. It's his toughest fight. But I think it'll be Ryan Garcia's toughest fight as well. So, you know, he's not going to leave no stone unturned. And, you know, he's going to go in there and give it everything he's got. And, you know, he's got that mentality to do that. And, you know, watching him train and get ready for this fight, and we've still got quite a long way to go yet. And
Timothy Bradley sees reasons why Benn could challenge that confidence once the action begins. He gives Benn a genuine chance, particularly because of the sustained intensity and mental strength he brings into difficult fights. Those qualities could allow Benn to maintain pressure, although Bradley identifies one major technical obstacle he must find a way to neutralize.
I don't see this fight going the distance. I don't see this fight going the distance. Somebody's getting knocked out, period. Somebody is about to get knocked out. You know, and I believe that the favorite should be the favorite. And that's Ryan Garcia.
Timothy Bradley sees reasons why Ben could challenge that confidence once the action begins. He gives Ben a genuine chance, particularly because of the sustained intensity and mental strength he brings into difficult fights. Those qualities could allow Ben to maintain pressure, although Bradley identifies one major technical obstacle he must find a way to neutralize.
Ryan's a little bit more reserved, like with it. It's like, it's a calm confidence that I like from him. He's just like, you gonna find out. Like, it's different. It's different levels. My hand speed gonna be too much for you. My power gonna be too much from you. You know, I got more experience than you. I got more amateur experience than you. Like, bro, you can't beat me, bro. Like, you're not better than Haney. You're not better than all these other guys that I faced. Like, yeah, you might can punch hard, but I can punch harder as well. You know, so like, he's not spooked with the talk coming from Conor Benn. And another thing, I think that...
Turning to the man across the ring, Hearn described Garcia as a battle-tested talent, physically imposing, precise, and someone who steadily climbed his way into the welterweight class. Put those pieces together, and Ben's path to victory starts looking a lot narrower.
Fit and good at the weight at 147, and he's a world-class fighter who punches very, very hard and is very sharp. So Conor's always going to be in the fight because he's got a lot of heart, but I don't see him winning that fight at 147. I think his better weight will be up towards 154. I don't think middleweight's his weight either, but I think he'll find it really tough to make that weight, and I don't think he'll feel physically where he needs to be. But listen, even with everything that's gone on, he's a British fighter.
Duke McKenzie didn't waste time raising the alarm on Ben's weight situation. He pointed out that Ben hasn't made 147 lbs in years, warning that the physical strain of it could drain him of his sharpest form before he even steps through the ropes. Even assuming Ben shows up at his peak, McKenzie questioned whether he's enough against a fighter like Garcia.
Yeah, I don't know how he beats Ryan Garcia. I mean, listen, there's the lucky punch, of course there is, but Conor has not boxed at 147 for 4 years. And when you're trying to make weight and you have to drag to make weight, takes away your A game. Even his A game, I'm not so sure would beat Ryan Garcia, because Garcia is a much improved champion now. Since getting that belt wrapped around his waist, I think he's a much improved champion. He's mixed at a higher level. All right, he hasn't won all of his fights, Garcia, but he's beaten some quality fighters that are much better than Conor Benn.
Robert Garcia gives Ben full credit for his toughness, but sees the circumstances surrounding this fight as creating a dangerous combination against him. Garcia views the matchup as increasingly difficult once the physical demands are paired with the weapons Ryan brings. That leaves him expecting Ben to face serious trouble when the action heats up.
Who do you think is Ryan? I think Ryan, look, Conor's a warrior. Yeah. Look, he's a warrior, but he hasn't made 147 in a long time. I think that's gonna hurt him. Yeah. That's gonna really hurt him. To get to 147 is gonna really hurt him, and Ryan hits hard and tremendously, unbelievably fast. So I think Ryan catches him and hurts him and knocks him out. But he stops Conor Benn. I think so. But Conor, like I said, Conor Benn's a warrior. But I think at 147 it's going to be too difficult for him.
As the countdown to the Garcia-Ben showdown begins, Frank Warren has fired a clear warning, naming Ben the clear underdog. He also questioned whether Ben can safely make the 147 lb limit and still be fight ready.
Look, he's got people around him, and if he can't make that weight, he shouldn't be fighting. Yeah. So the people around him are there to look after him. Yeah. To ensure that he's okay. If they feel that it's right, then they're with him every day. So they should know. The border control, I'm sure, would do their check weights.
How does it work though, like with the sanctioning bodies? When Conor Benn was at 147, was made mandatory challenge, but hadn't boxed there for like 3 or 4 years. He hadn't boxed at that weight.
I don't know. I don't know how that came about, but
Max Kellerman is less convinced that the matchup will unfold that comfortably for Garcia. He initially saw Garcia's style creating serious problems whenever Ben attempted to close the distance. However, watching the mentality both fighters displayed around each other altered his outlook. That interaction left Kellerman more confident that Ben could make the contest considerably more competitive.
Just asked me about this fight on paper. I didn't see anything. I don't know. I'm like, maybe Ben tries to get inside, and Conor with that, and Ryan with that big left hook is a bad matchup for him. But sometimes the way guys react, their attitudes inform you about stuff. And watching them interact I like Conor Benn's chances better than before they interacted.
Barry McGuigan sees the matchup tilting toward Garcia, but refuses to count Benn out completely. He feels the circumstances could allow Garcia to operate more effectively, while Benn enters with a significant question hanging over his preparation. Even so, McGuigan sees enough toughness and competitive instinct in Benn to keep the fight dangerous.
But you guys are always telling me one thing. It's about levels, right? And with respect to Conor, who I very much like as well, going in against a completely dehydrated and demoralised Chris Eubank because his physicality and health isn't in good condition, are going in against Ryan Garcia, who's fought at this level, who's fought Gervonta Davis, who's fought Devin Haney. Okay, there's been some controversy behind that, but notwithstanding that, we're talking about levels here. And are you all really beginning to make a case for Conor Benn to win this fight?
But Terence Crawford threw his own take into the mix, and it leaned in a direction few expected. Breaking the matchup down, Crawford acknowledged Garcia's experience edge, but pointed to Benn's physical advantages, his size and raw power, as factors that make this one genuinely hard to call.
How do you think that fight goes?
I think that's a good fight. I think, of course, Ryan got the experience, but I think Conor got the size and the power, and I think that it's going to be an interesting fight moving forward.
Okay. Do you have a pick?
With important questions surrounding both men, Abel Sanchez refuses to commit heavily in either direction. Garcia's uneven form creates uncertainty, while Benn enters with challenges surrounding his own preparation. Sanchez therefore sees strengths and vulnerabilities on both sides. For him, those variables keep the matchup far more open than some predictions suggest.
I guess Ryan has just had a great fight with Barrios. He looked very good, but then he didn't look so good against Rolly. So it depends on which Garcia shows up. I think Benn coming down, hopefully he's doing it correctly. It doesn't weaken him. I look for a late knockout actually in this fight. Either way, I'm not picking one guy or the other because if the right Conor Benn shows up weight-wise, then he could be too strong for Garcia. But if Garcia cracks him, he can hit. So it's a 50-50 fight for me.
Sanchez takes that balanced assessment further by refusing to question what either fighter brings mentally. He views both as proven competitors who understand the demands of a major contest. Garcia carries a strong technical foundation, while Benn possesses qualities capable of creating his own opportunities. That combination makes Sanchez reluctant to separate them.
Now, anybody that steps to the ropes, has got huge heart and big balls. So no, I think it's unfair to anybody to question anybody that steps to the ropes. Most of the people that are questioning that have never done it. So I'm sure Conor understands that Garcia's got all the tools. He had a great amateur career in the U.S., so he can fight, but so can Conor.
Paulie Malignaggi sees a much wider separation between the two. He gives Garcia a clear advantage, viewing him as the more refined fighter, and expecting the magnitude of the occasion to sharpen his focus. Malignaggi questions whether Benn can match that level once Garcia establishes his rhythm. In his view, Garcia has an opportunity to make a significant statement.
The fight doesn't go 6 rounds in my opinion. Ryan knocks him out. I think Conor Benn's that good, bro. I think it's obvious he's not that good, but Ryan Garcia is a very good fighter. When he's motivated and he's pushing himself, and I think, as a champion, Ryan will understand the responsibility on his shoulders as well to elevate his game. He's already at a very good level. He's already a very good fighter, but this fight is an opportunity for him to make a statement because he's fighting a guy who's got a big name, but also a guy who probably doesn't belong in the ring with him. And so I think he's got a chance to do something of a statement in this fight by getting, a massive, destructive type of victory.
Keith Thurman offers a more cautious outlook, warning that Garcia cannot afford to underestimate what Benn brings into the ring. He sees Benn's physical approach as the kind of challenge that could force Garcia to prove himself under sustained pressure. For Thurman, preparation could ultimately determine whether Garcia can impose his advantages.
I think the Ryan we saw last time was more close to the real Ryan. I still think he can improve if he wants to be a dominant factor at 147. And I think this rough, tough opposition is a great way to showcase his skills and talent if he wants to, try to be the man at 147 again and reestablish, his superiority over the division. Because styles makes fights. And like you said, this opponent has fought bigger guys, and he's a very physical fighter, very strong, trains really hard. He's going to come to push Ryan. I saw a small comment from Andre Ward.
Benn potentially heading toward a major showdown. The debate over their contrasting strengths continues to grow. So, can Benn prove the doubters wrong, or will Garcia deliver the knockout his father predicts? Drop your pick below, and like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more boxing analysis.